What even happened in this episode?
What? Which
Even-
episode? 4? 3, 4. 4. Episode 4. This is the main camera we're going with.
This week in the Bake Off in the UK, James makes a croque monsieur and it falls over, but Campy still eats it.
Is that the intro?
Yeah,
That'll do.
do the real one.
That's great. I want to use it anyway. In this episode of the British Bake Off or the Oz F1 show, depending on how you're feeling, we review episode 4 of season 3 of Netflix's Drive to Survive.
Good.
Ferrari are a bag of shit.
Wow.
We've said it pretty much consistently all of last year, and the amount of undermining Seb Vettel that was going on that we saw through just normal broadcast
Yeah.
with the useless TV directors that we managed to get last year
Yes.
was like, yeah, okay, it's pretty obvious. But then to have this episode by Netflix and really see the inner workings of this team and the amount of control that they have to exercise over their drivers, it's like a
Yeah.
cult. It's ridiculous.
Might be wrong, but I think it was Julia,
Probably.
the media kind of liaison for
Wears
Ferrari.
leopard print, so that says a lot.
Yes, she's an intense character and doesn't really care who or what is going on. Ferrari is the most important thing. Everyone else can get stuffed. Ferrari, like, no care whatsoever for Seb, what he was going through, what anyone's going through. They're all just like cogs in the machine for Ferrari. Insane.
Interesting.
Very, very crazy.
An interesting look to sort of behind the curtain, but also they were very aware that Netflix was there, and they're like, no.
Yes.
Which it doesn't surprise me that
No.
in season 1 we didn't see any Ferrari or Mercedes participation.
Because they were like, what is this thing?
They didn't trust it.
We saw Williams, we saw a bunch of other
Literally
kind of
everyone
like,
else except for them.
and they were kind of the two that were like, we'll wait and see how this kind of fun little cute Netflix things happen.
Yeah, and Red Bull, because of course Red Bull is a marketing exercise, really, at the end of the day. isn't
True. It's a marketing company that has an energy drink and an F1 team.
it? Yeah, when it suits them. In terms of burning their drivers, Paul Albon, and Gasly for that matter, and Danny Rick, and
Kvyat.
Brendan Hartley, and Kvyat, and Kvyat's ex-missus, who's
And
now in
Sainz.
Red Bull Pool.
All of them.
Anyway. Do we have opinions about
An
Red Bull?
aside,
Yeah, we're not talking about how useless Red Bull are, we're talking about how useless Ferrari are.
they're really good at making everything red. Red pants, red
Very
belt,
good.
red shoes, red shirts.
Yes.
They're very good at making things red, much better at making things red than they are building cars. That's for sure.
I love how towards the end of the episode, you saw, obviously talking about cheating that happened, although it's allegedly still, and it's pretty, even Seb is like, I'm not going to go beyond my realm of what my guiding principles are in life to win.
Yeah.
I've got my bounds, but clearly other people didn't really comment about it, which was, his silence was deafening in terms of
Yes,
what
it's
he
a
was
great
trying
call.
to say. But
Yes.
you could see like all the media directors and the Ferrari in the red trying to move around to get his attention. This is with Will Buxton, who we love, by the way.
Big fan of Will.
Big fan of Will. Great journalist.
And you saw Will before that interview also say, he's like, I'm going to see how far I can dig this thing. Like,
Yeah,
he was ready to go for it.
Yeah.
Full credit, he did.
yeah. And he dug far.
He dug.
But it was so disappointing because at the beginning, if you're not really aware, and you probably should be, but if you're not, at the beginning of the season, before they'd even got into a car, Ferrari had announced a mutual split with Seb Vettel, and it wasn't mutual. And even Will said, there was maybe not an awareness of the length of the negotiations, i.e. saying there were no negotiations at all.
Yes.
Which doesn't surprise us now, does it? But Seb, to his credit, I mean, whilst there's a little bit of like dropping breadcrumbs as he Hansel and Greteled his way through to announcing going to Aston Martin in the 1000th race
Yeah,
for
mate.
Ferrari, which was so good.
That is a slam dunk on Ferrari, and you love to see it.
It was great.
That was great.
And
Like,
we thought that at the time, didn't we?
perfect timing. It's like, it's not an accident. And then, so you see the inner workings of a Ferrari kind of media meeting, like opening the weekend, and they're talking about. So our story is that Sergio Perez leaked something about something, and that's why it was announced this way. It's not why. It's because Seb wanted it to be released this way. We're all well aware.
And we were sad for Sergio, and I think a lot of people were like, why would you go for Seb, who's struggling in a Ferrari, over someone like Sergio, who was looking really good in the Racing Point? And the answer to that question is, Seb's got 4 world titles, and the Racing Point was just leaps and bounds ahead of the Ferrari last year because it was the pink Mercedes.
Yes.
Insert Campy's face here. But, you know, Seb is a quality driver, and he's a quality person. And although I have to say this, interestingly enough, my neighbour the other day pulls up and he says, puts his window down, and he goes, I hear Aston Martin are back in Formula One. How exciting. I said, yeah, it's really, really great. That's cool. And he goes, but I don't know how to feel because Seb Vettel's driving for them. And I think a lot of Australians are probably still feeling a little bit anti-Seb because of him versus Mark Webber.
Yes.
And a little bit of that Danny Rick
Early
beginning
Danny Rick,
of
yes.
Red Bull career.
Yes.
But it's fair to say that we're fans of
We've
Seb
come around.
now.
Yes. A little bit of distance, him driving for the red car, and us seeing a different side of Seb once he's removed from the direct battle with our Danny Rick or our Mark Webber.
Yeah.
You kind of get to separate, like us now with Max. We
Yeah,
can
yeah.
appreciate Max. Exactly the
Yes.
same kind of thing.
Yes.
But seeing the lengths that Ferrari are going to just disregard anything Seb wanted. The machine is the Ferrari machine, and you are not important at all.
At all.
Which is completely wrong way to look at a sport which is about 2 drivers in a team. They should be the focal point, and the car should be the focal point.
And ultimately, in my mind, Mattia Binotto is to blame for all of this. The buck stops with team principle. And a lot of what he was saying to Netflix and on camera was rubbish. If you want an indicator of exceptionally bad leadership, just look at him. Seriously.
Genuinely.
One of the things that really pisses me off in life is really crap leadership.
Yeah.
I hate people who are just incompetent. And he is the highest.
Oh, because he's,
It's ridiculous.
for all reports, he's great at what he used to do, which is more of an engineering side, technical side, not leadership. He should not be doing that. They should leave that to someone who's never even picked up a wrench but can lead people.
Yeah. I want Ferrari to do well. Don't get me wrong. Like, we need them
Sport's
back.
better when they're competitive.
And we said this a couple of episodes ago. That, you know, everyone's better when everyone's getting, fighting for that world championship, like 2009 and Jenson Button clenching that with Braun GP. You know, Red Bull was still strong, Ferrari was still strong, McLaren was still that was an interesting year for the sport, and an underdog came up and grabbed it, which was awesome, and we missed that. But look, Ferrari, terrible at the moment. They really need to sort their lives out. There's still question marks around whether or not Mattia Binotto is even going to be leading the team this year. I reckon they won't. They'll do what they did to previous team principals and, pull them away. And it's been a clear departure from his predecessor, who was all about the team, and if we win as a team and we lose as a team, then as well.
This is pointing fingers and everyone else's fault except mine.
Yeah, ridiculous. And just like, what was it? Determination. And in the next episode of the Oz F1 show, we will, with determination
and passion,
look at episode 5 of season 3 of Netflix's Drivers as well.